Go ahead.
Okay. Town of Porter ESC meeting, March 17, 2026 is called to order at 7:01. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, there he is. Tammy, can we have roll call?
Ms. Dimitrov,
Here.
Mr. Keaton,
Here.
Mr. Dalton,
Here.
Mr. Throw,
Here.
Ms. Durkin,
Here.
Ms. Zabriskie,
Here.
Ms. Helinski.
Here. All right. Approval of the minutes. Does anyone have any questions regarding the February minutes as presented? Not hearing any. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Minutes approved. Are we ready for some audience participation? Anything you want to shout out about right now, or? No? Okay. You don't want to tell us what you were up to down at the bridge on Mineral Springs?
It's, yeah. You want me to go through that?
A little bit. Just tell us what you.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have pictures too. It's in my car. Can I go grab them?
Okay, maybe we'll look at them later.
Yeah, I'll bring them later.
Okay.
Anyway, so,
You gotta state your name and your address, please, before you start.
you want me to stand up?
You don't have to. I just need your name and address before you start.
Adam Easter, 286, Parco Bosch.
You're good.
So I was enjoying a Sunday afternoon over at the National Park and walking the river and stuff like that. And then I noticed that the bridge construction was going on. And I don't know if everyone knows, back up, but I'm a supervisor for the Soil and Water Conservation District. So I've started to attend this to try to build some relationships and how we can support each other's groups, etc. So anyway, so one of our initiatives as part of the county is to support the MS4, which is the stormwater and the non-point source water pollution, and contractors that are doing construction over, any major construction activities, bridges being one, have to submit a plan for their stormwater pollution prevention program or SWIP, okay? And you've probably seen that stuff, the silt fences, right? For the things, and you see like those donut type things, right? To help bring the silt that goes into waterways or, into culverts and stuff like that, because you don't want to get that silt going in there, because it will increase turbidity. It's not good for the aquatic life. It removes the oxygen for what they have, right? Anyway, so what was very interesting that I found was the contractor bought all the supplies. They even laid out, the stuff with the silt fences, and they spent time to do that. But when the rain event happened, we had a significant rain event on that Friday, and I don't know, we must have got a couple inches of rain. But anyway, they didn't, the workers in the field didn't really maintain or properly place this prevention stuff into, to prevent the soil and the erosion going into the creek. Now, when you look at the creek's pretty brown. So, when you look at it and you say, well, what is this one contractor going to do? How's he affecting it, right? But it's not about the one contractor, it's more about if you can get 100 of the folks to be implementing these types of practices, then it can make a difference, right? And you know, my argument is it wasn't something that someone didn't wanna do, but maybe the worker didn't really understand the importance of what they were doing, or to take that time to put away their diesel cans,
Mm-hmm.
or to put the sediment socks in the proper place, or re-erect some silt barriers around the spoil piles that they had there. And I think it's more, I saw that as, you know, we face that at work all the time. It's how do we get to the person who's actually doing the work to understand the importance of them doing their job and taking the 15, 20 minutes, you know, to do those housekeeping practices. So anyway, I snapped a couple photos. I wasn't sure who to send it to, so I sent it to Michael Berry. He got in touch with the county. I also sent it to the Soil and Water Conservation District. We were talking about it the meeting right before this one.
So he gave you some contact people and,
Yeah, and he contacted them, I'm sure.
okay.
They, you know, it's not about the punishment aspect, I think it's about an education. How do we get people to understand the importance and, because the contractor clearly spent the money
Mhm.
to get that put in place, right? But,
Well, I was happy to see that they put that big crane down, or maybe it blew down, I don't know. And all that wind, that
Yes.
big crane thing was down. I hope they just thought to take it down before the wind.
yeah, the crane, I think it's only like 35 miles an hour. Typically, most cranes are
Can handle.
wind gusts and then they gotta take them down.
Thank you for checking that out and
Yeah. Any questions?
contacting the
And then I can go,
authorities.
I'll go share pictures and, I'll go there.
Okay. We'll start with our old business while you're out there. The IDEM Clean Communities update. Do you have that, if we can put out and look at what Michael Berry thought we should pursue? Yeah, I asked Michael to weigh in on what 4 projects he thought we should apply for the next silver tier of IDEM Clean Communities. And-
Yeah, no.
No?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. I'll just read it here.
Yeah, the first one was Tree City, which I didn't think we could apply for because we don't have a tree board, but I guess there are, if you don't have a tree board, you can do this and this and this to have enough points to become a tree city. And he did include, in my email, the application link if we decide we want to go that route. And the blue one is something that we've already got ready to roll, the stormwater management plan. He did send me an updated copy. And then community gardens, Hagman has one, little one. And he said the church on Wagner, which I'm thinking he means Methodist Church, wants to do one. And I was thinking this is where we would include our native garden trail too. I'm still struggling to figure out how to do this application, but I'll figure it out. And I'm gonna ask Michael if there's a contact person at that church who I can talk to about maybe helping them out to get that up and running. And then the recycling and reuse program, he gave me a waste stream diversion report to send then to them. And I was gonna include our Holiday Light recycling info. Let them know we collected 94 pounds last year and 105 this year. And applying for the Brownfield, where is that at? The Brownfield Coalition Grant. They are applying for it with Northwest Indiana Regional Development Authority. That says it's a prerequisite project, which I don't know what we turned in as a prerequisite project. That's new on that.
The local burning ordinance is highlighted too?
Yeah, he said, but it's not updated, so
Okay,
we have one, but it needs to be updated.
so we would have to work with the town council to update that. If you wanted to.
Or, I don't know, fire chief,
Oh, okay.
maybe? I don't know. And I'm not gonna, you know, there's no rush to get this done. I'm not sure what, you know,
For the ordinance, do we know what specifically needs to be part of that? Do we have any idea what we'd be missing in the current that current ordinance?
the burning one,
Yeah,
ask Michael Baird.
okay. Well, because that could be one that's relatively straightforward.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I know he doesn't want us to leave leaves in the fall.
Is there a second page?
There was but I don't know that he, let me see if he highlighted, oh,
I
yeah,
made it smaller.
implement, that's those, yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, there was originally a second page, but that was that second GRIA, the Waste Management Group.
Anybody have any questions or comments about clean communities? All right.
So the stormwater management one's basically on its way. There's nothing we need to do, that's something we'll supposed to check off the list when the time comes. The other, we'd have to pick 3 of the other ones or all, and then kind of start trying to get 3 of the other 5, I guess.
And there's an
moving through.
application, and it only allows you to do, I guess you have to fill it out 4 different times.
Okay,
And they're not real helpful, but
So what is the timeline on this?
none.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No rush, one of those. Okay, we can move on to Augsburg's Native Restoration Workshop. We have a date set for April 23rd at 6:30. And Urban Pollinator Project created the flyer. Did you guys get it in your email? Did you guys check those out? Anybody see it? I think,
Yes.
no, I know you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Can someone put it on Facebook, on the events page?
I don't think I have access to our Facebook page.
We don't have a Facebook page.
Oh, we don't, okay.
You just have to put it in as yourself, it'll show your name, and then just say it's,
Devin, I don't spend much time on Facebook, honestly, so Devin or Isabel,
that's
do
1,
you?
2, 3, 3 of us. David, did you wanna try getting this, how'd you do with the
Facebook.
NERC?
Oh,
thing about
I did post it.
Uh-huh.
It's really kind of difficult to do anything, because the only thing I'm doing is using my account.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you belong to We Love Porter?
yeah,
You can post it there.
I'm
That's
pretty
where
sure I
he's-
posted it there, yeah,
And Chesterton Happenings.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about all we can do.
Okay.
But it would be nice if we could put it under events, so we can know if people are gonna come or are interested, so.
Okay, I may have dropped the ball on that, I am sorry.
No, for that, we didn't care, the
Yeah,
tree thing, but for this, it would be nice to know.
and, I'm sorry again, I'm a little scattered today, I had a rough one. We were talking about
That NERC tree,
oh,
if you take out
oh, okay,
that, yeah, we didn't need to put that in events.
no, I don't think so. I mean, we couldn't, we'd have to relay that information back to NERC, so
Yeah.
it's something that they're probably gonna do already anyway, I would think.
So, could you do that for us? Put that flyer on?
The Augsburg flyer on
Yeah.
Facebook?
No, I did not.
No,
Could-
no,
could-
we just,
Oh,
Could you-
could you? Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Into the events category?
yeah.
Augsburg's flyer is on Facebook.
Oh,
Dave
is it?
Phillips posted it.
Already?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did he make it into an event?
I don't know what he
He
did.
doesn't do that either.
No, he just posted the flyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can someone send me that flyer if they've got it?
I emailed it
Yeah, it's to our emails.
Oh, okay, I'll look at my email,
What time is it again, by the way, the 23rd, 6:30?
23rd, 6:30, April
Okay.
23rd. And it says at the bottom, beware, he's bringing animals. It should be fun. All right, and if you have trouble with that, let me know, and I'll see if Isabel can get it on for us.
Is there any way you could send me another copy, because this is what I'm seeing?
That's what it did on my phone, too.
But I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if that was like I was just gonna ask you right now. if that
Same
was
thing
it.
on my phone, that's why I haven't looked at it, you haven't had a chance to
Yeah.
get on it,
Okay,
check.
I'll see if it works better on the computer.
Yeah, I had the same thing as well.
I don't understand, but
Okay.
we'll get that eventually. You know, as long as it's up a couple weeks before April 23rd, that's fine. So, and then we can move on to Earth Day trash cleanup. That is April 26th from 12 to 2. And Corinne made a really nice sign-up form that's on the town website for that. I know I signed up, and I was wondering if we could copy it to Facebook. You know if that's okay, Tammy?
Actually, I think
Dave
Dave did that too.
Okay.
Posted it, so if you go and you can share it from Dave's post.
Okay.
Sounds
Because it
good.
even gives the link for the website for ESC to take you to that page. And
Okay.
go to down to the bottom where the application is.
I guess he wasn't keen when he said we'd still keep doing it.
Yeah, he's all right. And so I don't think we have to put that in events, because we'll know how many
Yeah,
people
we'll
are
have this,
coming
yeah,
from that.
that's the important thing, how many people sign up.
Yeah, because if they have to sign up to do the, form, then you should know how many you have
Yep.
in there.
I'll make sure I get
Save us
myself
a
signed
step.
up too. I don't know if it was up yet, I'll go ahead and get myself signed up.
And I was thinking, what do you guys think about changing locations just a wee bit? I'd like to keep the Dollar General parking lot as a meeting place, because it's nice and big and everybody knows where it's at. But I was looking at Waverly between 12 and 20, it's not too bad. And same with Lincoln Street, isn't too bad. I think we went to that just spontaneously last year, anyway, because other place we didn't have much trash, but I can tell you, it's really trashy on Waverly between 20 and I-94. Once you get over the overpass, you know, I think the park cleans up pretty well, but yeah, it's bad in that area. From the stop sign on Oak Hill to I-94,
That's the worst,
that's a bad spot.
okay.
So maybe we can just cross 20 and hit that. I will check with Corinne and Jamie from what is his department called?
Street department.
Street Department or Public Works, yeah. I'll see if it's okay, because he puts up some warning signs that people are out there, and that would be nice to have that. And then the other one was, what you mentioned last year, Tammy, Carlson Corners is really bad. You know, everybody know where that is? When you go down south, Mineral Springs, it kind of tees, that's where Carlson Corners is, and it curves around, and the first street to your right is into Porter Cove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where you're at now.
We could carpool over there, you know, there's nowhere to park, but find a place to park. So, anybody opposed to changing locations a little bit? We could still hit Waverly while we're there, because I live out there.
Well, we should focus on the places that are the worst, right? We should, if that buys us a couple years between them, then we have to keep going.
It's nice that it's stayed nice since
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, let's clean up a new section then, let's grab a new stretch.
Okay.
Anybody see any reason why we shouldn't do that?
I just don't want people crossing 20.
Yeah, that'd be that. Is there any place else
We
we,
need a crossing guard.
any place else we could park?
Is there any parking at the apartments?
I don't know if they'd,
I live across 20. There's a whole, like, you enter Summer Tree on this road, and then my house is over here, and then there's like a whole 150 yard, or a meter, not yard, 150 meter stretch of like space where no one's gonna say anything if you park there for like 2 hours. And then
But
like
we still have to
in front
cross
of my house.
20, right?
yeah.
Well, that's across 20. So like I live on the other side of 20, closer to the
okay.
beach. Yeah, north.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking about that corner there.
Yeah, so basically right across the street
Yeah,
from that
I
meadow.
don't
Or
know.
Dollar General. But do you
Is it-
mean
We
you're
can
wanting-
drive, we can drive over there and park.
What about Hawthorne Park itself? It'd be right over the bridge.
Oh yeah, if you mean that side of 20,
Yeah.
or closer over here.
You're just right over the bridge then, and that, I know that the path is completed all the way through to the, on 84 to at least just, right, I think it's to the bridge now, it's not slightly over. And nobody should complain, I mean, we can certainly talk to Brian about that, but I don't think anybody's gonna really complain.
No, there won't be that many cars.
Would there be a problem with just parking in the gravel parking lot across from Pat's?
Is that what,
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
you're talking
that's
about,
true.
right?
Yeah,
Well,
Oh, that's
yeah,
not
I was thinking that.
That is private property though.
Private property.
Can we request?
well,
I don't know.
We don't know who's,
how about,
Is it
how
whose
about the
property
floor,
is it?
how about the flooring place?
Mm,
You'd have to contact Mr. Holtman on that, I think.
Yeah, well, I see him on a pretty regular basis, so
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
You could probably ask him, but the one on the corner, that's private property, so.
Yeah,
if you wanna ask and see if he'd let some people park there.
yeah, I'll see if he'll offer it, the parking lot for use. I don't know how many spaces he's got over there, but I think,
There's always Hawthorne, I'm willing to walk from Hawthorne over to that spot.
yeah.
It's not that far a walk.
I'll check with Corinne and Jamie before we make a
Okay.
change. She'll have to make it on the flyer too. All right, then, new business. We're gonna do an Arbor Day tree giveaway. Picking up some trees from Porter County Soil and Water. And we are going to give them away April 11th at the Hawthorne Park gazebo. Anybody have a time preference? We just need a couple people to come out, and I think Kathy and Joanna both said they were interested in doing that, and I'll come too. We don't all have to come.
What
I
day are you giving them away again?
What?
April 11th,
April 11th?
Saturday.
I have an event that night, so anytime earlier would be better for me.
Is 9 till they're gone? No.
I
9 to
mean-
12 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say that's the time. I'll let
9 to noon.
Park Director know that. And we need to thank Corinne for, she donated from her personal funds for the trees. We got 3 bundles, because I don't know how, how many we're gonna get given away. And we need to create a post for this too, and that's coming up, so we have to get on that one. Do we
Yeah, I
need,
don't- I
to?
don't
We
know
should,
when I'm gonna be getting my trees from the DNR,
mhm.
but I'll probably have some that I can donate if I get them before the 11th.
Okay. So we should include Porter County Soil and Water as where we got the trees from in our post or flyer? And I
We
can,
also have quite a bit of Fraser firs left.
I think we got 3 bundles of the wildlife packet. It's 2 tupelo trees, 4 witch hazel, and 4 service berries trees, which are nice. I don't know about tupelo, but what I read about it, they drop those, it's like a black gum tree. They drop those seeds, and you don't want to plant them over your driveway or, so. But it's real pretty in the fall, it's bright red.
But if we wanna try to get some more, I might be able to, because we have extra.
Okay,
If we don't use them, we can bring them back, but she was gonna, Michelle was gonna give them for the Earth Day celebration, she can't get rid of them.
I have no idea how many people will come by and pick one up, so.
I'm sorry, what?
I have no idea how this will go over.
Sure,
Never done it before, so.
free trees.
Yeah.
Free work.
Did anything about the signs, or what was your,
That would be nice.
I mean, I think if we put them by the road, I don't know,
Would you be able to get us signs?
yeah, I guess, and cardboard and a marker.
Yep, that'll work. Anyone want to be in charge of signs?
Why not? I'll do it.
Okay.
They're not gonna be very fancy, but they'll definitely do the job. This is for the, for April 11th?
Yeah.
Okay. Any specific information that you're,
I
Um,
mean, they got only last couple hours.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well,
just
What is-
Porter ESC and the Porter County Soil and Water have a tree giveaway at the gazebo at Hawthorne Park from 9 to 12.
all right. How many signs are we wanting to make?
So for the, maybe that would be, the detailed one would be by where you pick them up. But just the regular sign, I think
Just out on
I think
Liberty.
you just say free trees, TOP, ESC, you know, point them that way. Don't, you know, I think that would be,
And-
Simplify.
Yeah,
it's what,
Simplified. Bring more people in.
yeah,
they're flying by, they can't read all that, so, yeah. I'm sure you'll come up with something, Devin. And then we'll put it out the Friday night before.
Okay.
is there gonna be some talking points about how to plant them? I mean, I
Yeah,
know that a lot of folks know how to do that, but
yeah, we
I
can,
mean, for me, yeah, you could use YouTube or whatever, right? But
we could make up some flyers
just
with
like,
what the tree looks like when it's blooming or mature and how to plant it, and
how
where to
deep-
plant it.
How deep it is, supposed to be, I don't know,
It would be
These are
nice.
all bare root trees, right?
Yeah.
it's what?
They're all bare root
About 2
trees,
feet
right?
tall.
I don't even know what a bare root tree is.
No dirt on it.
Yeah, they are. They're bare root
Mhm.
seedlings.
That's what I figured.
Normal
A-
tree
actually,
by the
they-
nursery comes in the pot with the dirt, but these guys are just
Right,
the
Okay.
roots.
we're gonna have them in buckets of water
I'm
sitting
just,
there.
like I said, I'm pretty ignorant with that when it comes to that.
NIPSCO gave me some trees a few years ago, and they made me sign a pledge that I wouldn't plant them under power lines. So that's an important thing to mention to people too,
Okay? If you don't want your trees to be cut down after a while.
or short out the power lines.
Yeah,
Well, there's actually kind of a change in theory too. It used to be they wanted you to dig a big hole, they wanted you to amend the soil and everything. When I picked up my trees at the DNR, they showed me what they use when they plant bare root seedlings. It's basically a big, heavy spade, almost like a shovel, but it's flat. A little bump out on it, and you slam the thing into the ground, you push it back and forth a couple of times, you drop your tree in, and you pack the dirt back in around the side of it. What they're finding is you're better off to put it directly into the native soil, because if you put it, especially if you live over where I'm at in the clay, if you take and you put all this nice dirt and everything in there, it ends up growing in a pot, and it doesn't push through the clay. So basically teaching people how to plant these would be pretty easy. Shove a shovel in the ground, pop it back and forth a couple of times till you get a nice slot, and then just drop it in, make sure you don't get any roots twisted and pointing up, and all the roots have gotta go down. So basically you kinda shove it a little deeper in the hole and pull it up, and then just push the dirt around it.
And that's another post we need to make. I thought it'd be nice to post pictures of what these trees look like.
Well, we could,
Based on-
instead of making a post, we could actually just, if somebody wants to design a flyer, we could just print that out and give those away with the trees.
Yeah, that, we'll need to do two things with this one.
So if we're looking at doing more social interaction and trying to create these events on Facebook and other places when we're talking about social media, it might be beneficial to just have a page that is the Town of Porter ESC. I don't know if that's like,
Well, you see, I proposed that before.
Tammy is shaking her head a little.
I don't know, you have to ask Corinne.
Okay.
Corinne's still
Because
Still
we
not
tried
on board with
last-
that.
I know,
Nope.
but
2 years ago? Last year? I don't know. We tried
I
that
remember
last
having
year.
a conversation about it. I don't remember what the end goal was.
But it does help to post it on the Porter page and Chesterton Happening pages and get some,
And if you do send it to Brian, he will post it for you.
Okay.
That would
Because
work.
with the park
Yeah,
has,
that would
the
work.
park has their own Facebook page.
And that's
Okay,
a
so
pretty
maybe
natural
that's the
fit for a lot of
solution
what
is
we
that we
do.
just
Okay.
post-
Yes, and if you're having this at the park, I'm
Then that's
sure
what
he'll
we're doing
post
anyway.
it for you.
So
So-
Tammy, if we just need to prepare what we want him to say, and it just basically say, please post this, if there's anything he needs to kind of clean up from his point of view, he'll, okay, that's not such a bad,
So then send that, then they can post it. If they want to make it into an event, they can. And that way we can still see that, right? Because the public, you still have the public view of who's going to an event. But then it's coming from the Town of Porter versus coming from Isabel Durkin, some random high school student who felt like giving trees away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not giving trees away, but it's just like, there's a level of credibility associated with, like,
that is
different people.
Absolutely, she's right, I mean.
Yeah, no, she is.
Absolutely, she's right.
I mean, like,
Right there.
if I create an event, my aunt might show up, but like I don't know if you're going to get the same people
No, you're right, I
that you
mean,
would
you get,
that
you
you're
get-
actually looking for.
you get an email from somebody at gmail.com. You think a few times before you start responding to that in any real way. It comes from Town of Porter, state of, you might take that more seriously, at least as being an official source. So she's right, that's probably the better way to go, is go through Brian for these kinds of things.
yeah, I did have him post something last year and he never got around to it. And one thing he did post, he said I didn't have it in the right form, but he fixed it for me. Yeah, that is all stuff I'm not good at. We'll try and get him to post that for us. Does anyone want to take a stab at it and just let me know how it's going, and then I can forward it to Brian?
At the pamphlet
Mhm.
for how to plant the trees or the event itself.
The event itself.
I can whip something up.
Okay.
And not to bring up what might be a slightly sore subject for you, Isabel, but since you are leaving in, I think in May or June,
Yes,
right?
I'm
that your
leaving in May.
Your term is up. Would you mind copying me on that? Because once you're gone, we might want somebody else who might feel, and if I see what you're doing, maybe I can just kind of follow what you're doing forward from there. So somebody and we can then kind of get somebody else in the group who feels comfortable doing that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Isabel. We'll move on to the,
So, can I just ask about logistics? So since I volunteered to get up in the morning, put the signs up that Devin's gonna make,
I think Devin's gonna do it now. We'll put them up Friday night, like we're having a garage sale.
okay. I would imagine we're gonna, there's a table out there,
No, we're just gonna use the gazebo. I'll bring some buckets and we can bring a lawn chair to sit and wait for
so
people.
where's the gazebo is,
It's on the east side of the park. You can see it from
Okay.
Waverly or
Yep.
Beam.
Also,
Yeah,
we're not giving these away at the European market?
No,
Okay, I thought that's what we were doing.
I still haven't heard from them about getting a table in September.
Okay.
Follow up with them too. Yeah, I didn't apply to,
when's the European market?
they start, yeah, they don't start until May, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yep.
Sometime
I
in
think
May.
that's right.
Sounds right.
So
we'll just do it here.
It's over in, it's the market every Saturday morning to early afternoon in Chesterton, and, yeah. May through what is like usually October?
October.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're good?
Yep.
Yep.
Move on. And the Black Light Bug Night, you guys didn't hear about this. Actually, Brian is the one that brought it up, so I'd like to get him involved. See what that's all about. We do have a date set, it's, July 10th at Hawthorne Park.
Is that set last time already?
Brian's already approved it.
Okay.
And there's also gonna be a concert going on in the park that night, so. My idea to have that film by Doug Ptolemy, we'll have to try that some other time. I think it's just too much. As they start talking about 7, they talk for about 45 minutes, the Purdue Entomology people. And then they start setting up the lights and having people. Let me read that email.
Where in the park would we be having that then?
He said, Brian said it'll be behind the community center.
Okay, so basically literally the other side of the park from the concert.
And concerts, he said it would be on the east.
Yeah, it's usually in the pavilion, yeah, the picnic area, yep. It's the only one they do there too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, what's the date for this?
It's July
July 10th. Start and end time,
7 PM you said?
it's an open house event. You don't have to stay or something, running on schedule. We'll start at 7:30 PM.
7:30. How
and
long will it run for, roughly?
End at 10. First hour is a talk, second 2 hours is more freeform.
What was that date again?
July 10th.
July 10th.
From 7:30 to
7:30.
10.
We'll have ID cards and entomologists there to answer questions. The title of the program is Bugs in a New Light.
These things in my calendar. I'm gonna forget they exist.
Then they'll head out to the Blacklight Station and watch the night come alive as insects fly in from the darkness. Bring bug spray and a flashlight headlamp. It's not required, but we would love it if they would bring a phone or camera to take photos and upload to iNaturalist. So I don't know if they want to do the talk inside, you know, like in the community building, or what for sure. I sent this to Brian, he just said, great.
Tammy, we would probably need to let Brian know if the talk wanted to be inside, so we can make sure we had access at that point in the evening.
You would have to talk to Brian, yeah.
Okay. So once we should probably find out from them, and if you want me to, if we have a number, I can reach out, if you want me to.
I just emailed Brian.
Okay. I meant to them to find out if they would like to do the talk inside
Oh.
or not, if they'd prefer to have it outside, or if they don't care.
I'll ask her.
Okay,
She's kind of hard to get a hold of.
okay.
And then, anything else on that?
We'll worry about posting
Oh.
that later.
Yeah,
It's July.
that's,
Yeah,
it's past me.
you'll be long
I'll be
gone. All right, the last thing I have is Plastic Free July.
Okay.
Tomorrow, there is a meeting of the Plastic Reduction Alliance of Northwest Indiana from 6 to 8. It's at the Neo Adult Ed Center. I've never heard of, but it's on Highway 6, so I know we'll find it. I plan to go, no one has to.
That is at the old bowling alley.
Is
I
it?
think it's Stardust,
Oh,
further
52.
down on Sixth.
Out in Portage?
It's important,
If,
yeah.
yes,
I know where it's at, yeah, very close to County Line Road, actually.
yes,
Yep.
that's it.
Used to bowl there years and years and years ago as a kid. My grandparents lived in there. We go
What,
over
that's,
there.
the first hour, they usually just do a lecture about
Yeah, you know.
how bad plastic pollution is, and then the last hour, we kind of do some brainstorming on how we can attack the problem here. And I hope I get some more ideas. But I did find some businesses that sell sustainable packaging. We could maybe just talk our local restaurants into using them for a month. You know, I'm sure it's more expensive than plastic, but it's not that bad. It's one place called Biophase, sells bulk forks, knives, and spoons made out of either bamboo or avocado pits. And 1,000 count sells for $42. I think they could spare that just to bring awareness. And then another place called Green Dish has cornstarch-based food containers. Large size, 200 count is about $50. And a third company offers reusable containers, and then they pick them up to wash and sanitize. I doubt that this is offered in Indiana. And I don't know that that would work for a restaurant. It would have to be for a school, or caterer, maybe the community building. I'm not sure how they operate with their,
Yeah, that just doesn't seem practical for a restaurant.
yeah,
Community building, you bring your own stuff.
Yeah,
and their own stuff.
yeah, if you're taking it home, it's already get back to the restaurant. That's the reality,
Okay.
so.
But, yeah, I'd like to get that information to our restaurants and see what they think. They would be willing to participate.
And when was this meeting with the plastic, was it the plastic reduction?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, what
Yeah.
time?
6 to 8.
Yeah, that's, I can't make that,
I'm gonna go, so
okay.
it's okay. Any other comments or ideas?
Should we kind of plan on the next meeting then to kind of pull together everything we've already discussed? I know we have almost like the first or second meeting on this too. I remember we discussed this at the beginning of the year. Plus whatever you find, and maybe work on putting together sort of a formal, informal, whatever you want to call it, for the businesses, and see if we can come up with some incentive. I know we talked about some ideas. I know some of them might require approval by Corinne or others to make them happen, but maybe we kind of have a plan at least. So it's, I know we offer the idea of what, a list somewhere on the website. I don't know, again, we'd have to talk to other people to make this happen, I think, but then we can at least say at the end of the meeting, we have a bit of a plan to say, okay, let's get this all ready so that when July rolls around, here's how we'll recognize, and might make more incentive for them to do this if there's some recognition for them, is all I'm getting at.
Is this something we would need to present to town council first? Tammy, you think? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
probably is a good
put
idea.
something together. Put something together for town council, maybe, and we should probably do it in the late April.
Yeah, it would probably be
Yeah,
best.
because so obviously, I mean, we all know how the calendar works, but realistically, if we want something to happen at the start of July, business has to actually have it before that, right? So we're looking
Yeah.
at they need to order it towards the beginning of June, or at least be ready to
Yep.
send in those orders 2
Yeah.
weeks ahead of time, which means they need to be prepared sometime in May. Realistically, for us, that means we have to be finished in April.
Yep,
Um,
present our plan.
to at least to have everything together for whatever
Yeah.
becomes so fit.
And if the next meeting, we could presumably present at the last, if we let them know that we have something we want to bring to the council, right, Tammy, we let them know in time for the final meeting of April, we want to bring this to you, and then that.
Let Corinne know the
Yep.
week before the
Yep,
meeting,
okay. Thank you.
so that she can put you on the agenda.
Yep.
Or tell you if you can go under public comments.
Okay.
So this town does have a pretty big public event on July 4th. That could be, is that through the parks? I mean, town council in the parks? Is that something?
The Family Fourth Fest,
Yeah,
that is with the Rotary Club.
that's with the Rotary Club? So is that something to partner with them, or, you know, even if it's just, you know, providing rather than the plastic forks and spoons and knives?
I don't know if we can get involved with the fest. I
Yeah,
think this,
'cause
Maybe not this year, this
The
summer.
Rotary Club puts that on.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't wanna cut into their firework budget too much.
What am I looking for? Calendar. What do I have up? There we go. That would be the 21st. That might be something, though, that we could think about for next year, with more time and more planning, little discussion. They say no, as long as you're in there with the, here's an idea, do you want to participate? But kind of to your point, Isabel, this could be getting, depending how far in advance they start getting ready for this, it may already be too late for them to do much with it this year.
Yeah, she's
That's a
having a
valid
good plan,
point.
but if now when you're thinking about this, right, here's the Fourth of July, maybe the ESC could
Yep.
get some funding to provide that and say, here's, we want you to use,
I don't mean to, I wish we could, but I think that, this year that would not work, but that's something we can discuss for the future.
yeah, not this year, but
Yep.
next year, but I think with proper planning,
Yeah,
how many forks and knives and spoons they use, I have no idea, right, but if you could, you know, figure
Yep.
out what if you know, if you get 2 boxes of each, right, and then the plates or whatever, and then you provide them to the vendors, or at least a portion of them, and say,
yeah,
how much
There's something else you can do, is you can get some comparison of pricing of what a regular thing will cost for the same
yeah,
package size that you're talking about. And say, okay, this, it's only so many dollars difference.
yeah,
You could spare that extra dollars to help us.
yes, yeah.
So,
I think Isabel mentioned not just what I heard from her, not just the timing, but also how do you help them get, to do the right thing,
Yeah, that's,
right? It's like, where do I get this stuff? I have no idea.
yes, one thing to say, go get this, even if it's cheap, but where? And then,
Well, that's when you supply them the information,
yep.
say, here's the website I found it at. And
yeah,
some other places that some of their vendors they might do business with might carry it also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some of them might not, right? So they
Yep.
might be sticking with just one vendor or just
Yep.
one supplier for everything that they're buying.
yeah.
If a restaurant is using Gordon's for everything from
Yeah,
pizza
this is-
sauce to cheese, like it's hard to expand that if they don't actually know where they're going.
Yeah, and this is where on a short notice it gets,
They're not gonna go to 3 places, they're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's also about like when we talk about like shipping costs, right?
Yep.
So if everything comes together, you're minimizing that cost. If you start bringing in things from a lot of different suppliers, it becomes a lot more complicated for the average business, especially a small one.
but we just want them to do it 1 month.
I'm not saying you're
Well,
wrong.
and that's what
I'm
you-
just
and
I'm
that's
just
what
giving you
tell
what we need to
them.
go to them with.
yeah,
And
we-
that's what you just do a spreadsheet, tell them this is what it's for, and you're just trying to help the community.
you know, for the, yeah, and if we can find some way to acknowledge them, we talked this much earlier in the year, there's yet another incentive for them to, maybe some will take it, some may not, but we're not just asking, here, go spend a little more money, go do a lot more work, and,
We'll recognize you as a green
and
business.
hope people recognize you did something good, right? We will recognize you as having helped the community in that way or something, so,
So, I mean, engaging with the Rotary Club, or, I mean, not now, I think it's too late, but next year, that sounds like the right.
Well, see, but the Rotary Club doesn't supply the containers for all the vendors.
you know,
That's the individual.
That's
they
all the
don't-
vendors.
But they organize them?
The vendors have to fill out an application, I think.
Yeah.
So the vendors would have to do that. So the Rotary Club can say, it would be up to them whether they say, we ask that you use sustainability utensils.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Sure.
the same thing would
Or
apply.
how to make that option as part of that application process.
And then if, then we could, again, maybe the Rotary Club conference, or we could help them do something, get a little recognition during the event, but that takes a little more, because these people already probably, everything's filled out, this is all done for the year, right? So,
Yeah.
but
No, I
this-
think,
yeah,
that's a
I
great
think this is a
point.
plan for next year, though, that we could try and see if, especially if this goes out over well for us here, we could see if we could expand it a bit to include that as part of next year's.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much is a box? Like, if it's only like $50 and you get like 1,000 utensils, sure. I mean, for one business, it's gonna only work for one business. But I don't mind chipping in $50 if hundreds of people are using this thing and they're like, "Whoa, this is cool," and the idea carries on. If they see that it's successful and it's only a couple extra dollars per box, and we supply them the information, then there could be some kind of like legacy that stems from this. If they're willing to do it. If not, like again, like I would be willing to put $50 in. Here's a little box. This is free of charge. We're just asking that you use it on behalf of the Environmental Sustainability Commission of Border type of situation.
So,
I think engaging with the Rotary, what they're willing to do, gives that opportunity, what the opportunity. We have to make it easy, for them to say, yeah, we like this idea,
Right.
right? And it doesn't cost them, it supports them. How do we make them look good by doing this?
And like trailing off of
I don't know where to start.
I don't know. Like the
So-
subscription thing, like people always are like, "Oh, I get a free 2-week subscription for this," and they try it and they're like, "Oh, cool, I like this." Sometimes they forget, and that's how they end up paying for it. But other times they're like, "Whoa, this is actually kind of cool." And so again, if it's something that costs an extra, $40 per year or $50 per year, maybe I don't really know the logistics of it, but it makes people happy and it draws people in because they're being environmentally conscious, then it could make a difference for their business, and we can even use that in our argument,
So when we first, sorry.
Just, would you see this as being an education opportunity for the public too?
Yeah,
When you say,
yeah.
here's the stuff that, the vendors are using, this is why, this is where you get this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we originally talked about, this was a long time back, that if we wanted to do this, having some kind of public display, such as a sticker, if you go around town, you might see this institution supports CHS internships,
Yep.
right? And that means those businesses have interns from the high school coming in there day to day for whatever year it is, right? So giving them some sort of sticker like that can be updated, that could be something that benefits long-term implementation, or even just recognizes that business to the public and gives them a place to see, hey, here's what we're doing and here's why we're doing it. Here's some recognition for us to show you that we do care about XYZ.
Yeah, and I think that's what, this is some of the stuff we should cover in the next meeting, right, to kind of figure out how we're gonna do this. I've already written it down, so that's kind of,
Yeah.
and I think, and while I think planning with the Rotary Club isn't a bad plan for the next, I think we can hold that a bit for later in the year. If anybody here happens to have connections to the Rotary Club or can ask when the planning phase starts, we have to reach out to them by that, would at least give us a sense of that timeline so we don't miss it.
Is that,
But then we focus on what we can do this year, which is July, the local businesses, the things we have a better chance of affecting. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Isabel.
is that Bonnie Hawksworth?
That I don't know.
Wait, their information.
Like
What
60%
about getting
sure.
the actual suppliers that supply these alternative utensils?
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
See
like
if we can
90%
get them
sure.
interested in possibly
Board of
supplying
Committees
some.
it is.
Yeah, she's the
Or
president.
getting some samples.
Yeah,
She's the.
Yeah.
that might work well too with the July 4th thing. It's a big public noticeable event,
I
right?
think this website might just be
I
on
don't know if we can get it for this job, we can certainly ask, but for that big kind of event where you'd have a lot of it, a lot of people there, a lot of recognition, that could be helpful.
In
Yeah,
2021.
we might be able to get them to cut a deal on their pricing too, and tell them, hey, see if you can get it to them for the same price as the plastic.
Or supplement.
Right.
Link.
So should we present this to town council first and then approach?
It does, but it's not working.
I think what we probably should do, and Tammy help us a little bit with this, I'm thinking next meeting, we kind of pull everything we have together, come with a loose plan for what we'd like to do for the businesses and for what we'd like to present. Take that to the council, get their approval to proceed, because it'll involve reaching out to businesses directly and all of that over the coming months, and then just try to make it happen. I think once we have their approval, once we have a plan, it's gonna be up to us somehow, and anybody else wants to help us with this. Some council people have connections they wanna use, right? Is that more or less how you would think we need to
That's what I would say.
proceed?
Would you think would be worthwhile, I mean, the Rotary Club's going through all the planning process now and kind of doing it, at least observing what they're going through to how we fit in with the least amount of disruption for them?
I
Because
think-
imagine it's
I
probably-
think right now, though, they already have the planning phase done for that.
Okay.
So as far as the Fourth Fest,
That's,
Peter's on the right trail waiting till next year.
reach out sometime,
no,
yeah.
wait until
Yeah.
next year,
I
but
see what
it'd
you're
be
getting at.
Interesting to see how they're going through this whole logistical thing and how to fit in, right? Because there's other things that you fit in just with plastic or recycling or whatever, right? But just understanding from a
Yeah, I see
broader,
what you're
how do they
getting at.
run this event, or how can you help support them in their mission without disrupting it?
Yeah.
I have this suspicion, though, that I'm hoping that if they are going to kind of help us support this, that if we reach out to them, say sometime after the 4th, later in the year, if they're interested and want to help support it, they will help guide us through the process, I'm hoping, right? They will let us know what we need to do to make this work. If they're not gonna help us anyway, all the observations not going to, I don't think it's gonna help us
Sure.
much. They'll just block us at every turn if they don't care or are actively opposed. So I'm thinking the best thing to do is to try to ease our way in. This is just my take. Approach them outside when they're not swamped, when they're not busy on this, and say, hey, we want to do this next year with you. We did this a little bit this year, especially we did this with the local businesses. We'd like you to join us next year. How do we kind of fit in how can we fit into your process to make this as easy as possible for everybody involved?
Yeah, and I feel the individual who's the president of the Rotary Club is Bonnie Hawksworth, and
Okay.
from what I know about her and individuals that I know that know her, she's very reasonable and very kind.
Okay.
As I imagine you have to be in charge of a volunteer organization that does good for the community. So I think that
Okay.
if that ends up being too difficult, she will give you a straight answer, and if not, we can work to create that system that is functional. Maybe we message in November, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And put that forward. But I think I think you have to kick the can down the road just a little bit on
Yep.
that one.
I mean, even so, I mean, we can just, I found her email, we can just inquire and say, hey, look, right here, this Echo biodegradable plant starch heavyweight forks, 1,000 count, $40.99. I'm willing to pay for them myself. I'm just wondering if you would mind if we ask the businesses that are participating if they would like to have these forks for free, which I don't see why they'd say not. You know, they're getting a free supply, they're getting $40 for free. I mean, heck yeah, you know. And so the only reason why I feel like it would be worth asking, because you know it's Rotary's event, and we don't want to pester them if they're not interested. But either way, even if I just came up as an individual and was like, hey, what's up? I've got these forks. I don't know if you want to use them. But, you know, obviously
Maybe not like that,
giving some
yeah.
context so that they know that it's not, sketchy or anything.
But I think having a background with the businesses, if you want to execute on that, gives you start building a resume, for lack of a better term.
And I think there's something else I'm thinking with all this. This is something we'd like to sustain going forward, right? We'd like to, even if we can't get them to start doing this year round, if we get them to look at this every July, at a few more businesses, and maybe eventually a few will start catching on, this isn't so bad. We don't want this to be a one and done or a fire and forget kind of thing. We really want this to keep going. And I think building this the right way, especially with the Rotary Club, if we get in the right way with this and start this on the right footing, we have a better chance of sustaining this year after year. And they could be a really big key to fit to that lock. If they are really pushing this and they have these connections and contacts, they could really help make this something that we could sell, where, yeah, we could do it, but it's a little bit different coming from the Rotary Club than from us, right? Or for both kind of approaching this, right? They're getting this from multiple sides, so,
Well, I think they can support each other.
yeah, yes.
They have different missions, but there's similar goals that they have. I mean, they don't wanna have a park that has a bunch of trash over there that's around when, you know, they have a huge event there, right? So
Yep.
So
Sounds good.
we'll just come up with a plan at our next meeting and then present it to town council.
I mean, also just throwing it out there, back with the funding thing, if we do want this to be long-term sustainable, I mean, what if they just paid, I don't know what you guys think as far as, you know, however much money would end up being out of your own pockets, but, alright, hey, small business that's gonna be, or like Dog Days, for example, hey Marty, we're gonna be giving you these fork, or we'll pay the difference, right? You pay however much you usually pay for 1,000 count of forks. If it costs an extra $5 to make the switch, okay, I'll pay that out of my pocket. Again, I'm only here for another 6 months. Not sure how you guys feel about that, but it's even less. Then I'm not spending $40 for one business, and at that point I'm paying, you know, $6. And if we each throw $6 in, which again, I don't know how you guys feel, but that's six of the small businesses for which impacts, you know, 6,000 people's little meal things.
I'd like to talk to a few people, one or two people on the council about that idea. I don't know how that's gonna.
Function.
Yeah, and I know what you're getting at. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I wanna make sure everybody's okay with us doing this. I don't want this to become here's your buy-in fee for the ESC.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be sure there's something that, if it's something that we all believe in enough, could there be a way to get us a small enough of that to get this kickstarted? Could the council, and I'm not saying they would or wouldn't, don't know, would they be willing to kick a little bit of money to that themselves even, if we can make the case? Rather than us personally have to come up with it. Yes, you're right, depending on how big we start this program, it could be a small amount that we might all be willing to pitch in that money we would need, but because again, I really want to make this a sustainable, long-term initiative that we can keep going and going and building on. And if every year it depends upon generous people seeing this council have the resources, and they pay their $50 plastic, recyclable for, getting a buy-in fee, then
I mean, I guess I should have also said this, but I'm also I should have thrown forward that, there's plenty of people that you go up to the public and, small business owners themselves that are like, I believe in your mission, you're asking me for $100.
Yeah.
Then we don't even have to pay out of pocket. We just have to go to the business and ask them with our time, which we're here volunteering anyway, so then it ends up being free, and we get more money than we expect, and it would be a little bit of extra work, but then again, it's just the time that we're spending on it.
Yeah,
I think we have to form a subcommittee for this.
I back into what you were saying. Here's your sticker,
Right.
environmental
Yeah.
And it builds that
sustainability committee, that you can
relationship.
put in your window that people would recognize as part of your business, right? I mean, I don't think the cost is so prohibitive that, it's not, we're talking a couple $1,000s a year.
oh, no,
And for the one event, to be $200 would be the budget, possibly. I don't know. I think it's doable. I think it's,
Right, because I get your concern about the longevity of it, right? Because if it is going to be a couple $100 and we aren't guaranteed locked in, you're concerned about the locked in for the long term, and asking people for scholarship it's a one-time thing, but yeah.
I think she's right. Got to talk to the board, get their buy-in, then the plan, right?
even things like the stickers, I mean, are they okay with us effectively putting our imprimatur on these businesses with the stickers, which is what we'd be doing, and I think that's something the town council has to agree to. I don't think we
Well,
alone can.
And that's because that's
Yep.
an endorsement.
Yep,
That's-
exactly. That becomes an endorsement. They have to be okay with that.
I would hope so, because we are.
And they have to consider the ramifications of anybody, why does this business get a sticker? And they have to be eyes open about how that will affect them. They're gonna take the heat, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna take the heat. It won't be our meeting people show up at, it'll be the town council meetings.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick. What if we were to approach the companies and say, hey, we're gonna give away your product as an alternative during the fest, okay, so we get a bunch of them, we get some napkins, roll up, make packages of the
There's an idea.
utensils
Okay.
and such.
Yeah.
I like
And we
that
put up a little booth,
idea.
and we tell people, hey, don't go over there and take their plastic, here's a set of biodegradable ones.
That's what I couldn't think. I was still waiting on biodegradable. You're always during the event. That's interesting.
That's a good idea.
Cause we don't wanna start taking money out of our pocket, we're already
Yeah,
giving our time up,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and if we do that on a big scale, I just wanna make sure the town council is aware and okay with that, because I don't want that to raise any other weird flags about how the board operates, or any weird things with funding or spending and things of that nature.
Well, I think if we can get, what I'm saying is if we can get the companies that
Yes, yeah, exactly,
produce the
that would be,
stuff,
that would be fine, that's just our,
give it to
that's
us.
us walking out there with, that's our time then, which is already something we do, to your
Yeah.
point.
So if they would be concerned about the festival, what about approaching businesses otherwise? They might be concerned about that as well, right?
And that's partly why I think we wanna put a plan together and go before the council and say, here's what our plan is. Do you have any, what are your concerns, if any, or objections to this, so that we can
Yeah.
try to get this off the ground? And,
Here's what I found.
stupid watch.
No, I like how you were phrasing that for the approach to the town council and say, this is what we're thinking, what's your thoughts?
Yeah,
Right, we wanna provide the sticker, we don't want,
we don't wanna endorse without the council's blessing, we don't want, there's a few things I can see where, if I was on the town council, I'd be like, what did you just do with the approval from us? I'm sorry, that was my trick here, could you repeat it to this one, because I'm sure I didn't hear that right.
but I like how you were building that case to approach them, right, to get
Yes.
get their concerns in, so you can
Yes,
address
yep.
those concerns rather than say, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
And I realize that at this point, just gonna throw this out there, it may be that if they have enough concerns and it takes enough time to cycle through these, we could run against a window for some of the businesses this year. To your point, we might, it takes a month or so to work through all of that, we could get a little late for the July dates for some people.
Yes.
But if we can get that established, that this is okay to do, we can hit the ground running next year, ready to go, early as we can, and go as soon as if a new ESC, whoever's in, right, next year says, we're gonna keep this going, January, whatever, after the first meeting, they can run right with it, right? They'll be good to go. They'll have the plan, it'll be approved already, and should be no objections to keep doing it year after year, I would think. We can make that part of the discussion, we'd like to make this a sustainable thing unless there becomes a problem with it, right? We just wanna keep doing this year after year after year.
So we'll come up with a plan
Yep.
to discuss at the next meeting and then take
Yeah.
it to the next council meeting.
So are we hoping to
Forever.
have a,
Gordon Foods also carries biodegradable.
Oh, nice,
Oh.
okay, that would help, yeah, 'cause that's gonna be a big supplier for a lot of these people for stuff like that, yeah.
I think these
You
two
realize
companies,
that biodegradable silver or silverware, whatever you wanna call it, is a really hard sell. Because there were restaurants around that had done it. And can't remember which ones they were, but they have all went back to plastic. Because the stuff was just not as good as a plastic knife or a fork. And the general public is not gonna jump on the bandwagon very easily unless it's comparable to actual plastic.
and,
Yeah,
and one thing you do have to consider is that a lot of, even like biodegradable and compostable products are not locally compostable, right? So they have to be like sent to
Good
facilities that are
point, yeah.
specifically
Be
geared
designed,
towards that.
yes.
And that's just not really achievable for a lot of a lot of our everyday consumers. That's not what's actually happening to this product. It's sometimes going to the same spot that it would
That's
if
a
it were
good point.
plastic.
And-
Not that that makes it worse. We are moving in a positive direction, but sometimes we lose people because of that, I think.
But that's a point to consider, is that most people who take that stuff home, it's just gonna end up where it always ends up. Right, I mean, you're not gonna bring it back to your restaurants and make sure they get it disposed of correctly. But ironically, something like the event, you could try to set up disposal stations, much like if you go to a lot of stores now, right? Recyclables here, actual trash here. A lot of places have that. To your point, that stuff then theoretically could be collected and properly sent back to where it needs to go. But this is all stuff we need to talk about. We need to.
it's complicated.
I wonder if we could have some sort of arrangement before next meeting, maybe small subcommittee can work on an actual,
Yeah.
an actual proposition, so that next meeting we're coming into it with an actual formation of a plan.
Is there a date people wanna get together, or just kinda do this by emails?
Or Zoom?
Zoom?
Yeah, is there a specific day? Isn't Peter? Would you be interested in doing and being on
It's
the
you.
like a subcommittee together with this?
I was
Because
hoping
I
for
know
a
we do
council.
have like a not a disagreement because I know exactly what you mean. You want the longevity and I completely understand that. But I think maybe there's a compromise even just for this year, doing that plan.
Yes.
But because I see the longevity
No, I,
of your plan, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
no, one of the things when I came on last year, I know you all three of you were here last year, not you, sorry. And one of my observations was I came in after everything was done.
Oh.
By the time I came in, all the cards were planted, the main work, so yes, I will participate if you want me on there.
Alright, that would be awesome.
If you could change the plastic beer cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Is
would
that
actually be,
October?
Just do the one thing.
oh, I know it's not for July, but I wonder.
Is that
Have you
October
seen the
that they usually do
We
that?
could talk
thing?
about it with somebody.
It's what?
Is that October that they usually have that beer?
Yes. Porter's Perfect Pint.
Perfect pint, yeah.
Yeah, we can,
Oh,
I mean, depending on how this goes, we could at least consider that. And again, it might be, by
Right.
the time we decide how this goes, it might be too late for
Right.
26, we can lay the groundwork for 27.
Right.
I'm on.
Well, don't they give away a glass, or, I mean, part of your
I
fee?
know in the past they have, I don't know if they still do.
Yeah,
I know that some other festivals do, like, I don't know if it's aluminum, but like a more like metal type of
Yes.
cup.
Yes.
And then you can take those home and like reuse them. Like I throw it in the dishwasher. Might not be the best plan, but I reuse it. And then it's not quite as single use. I imagine it in the equivalency of like a kid's cup at a restaurant that has like the Find It stuff on it.
How long would it take
You know.
to put a yoke or a logo on there?
What?
How long would it take to put a logo on those?
Oh,
The ones I have had logos and stuff on them. I'm not super well versed in aluminum
I'm
beer
sure they
cups.
can be ordered.
Yeah, there are places that can do that.
But that's not really my
Is what?
I'm sure they can be ordered that way.
yeah.
Yeah, there are-
I'm just wondering how, I mean.
Oh, not too, that stuff should be pretty standard. That you can usually get that stuff turned around in under a week if you need it. If you let them know, especially if you let them know it's coming.
You
What?
get 100
So-
cups.
You and Peter are working on that?
100 cups
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
logo
If
on it.
anybody else wants to join, feel free.
Yeah. just chain email and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, and if you want to get together at some point somewhere, Devin, so we can talk face to face and hammer this out.
Okay. Alright, sweet.
I, maybe at the meeting I'll get another great idea that's easier. And, I'll let you guys know. So, any further comments or are we ready to adjourn? Do we have a motion to adjourn or comments?
I will make that motion.
I'll
Is that
second.
comments?
Okay,
I think you'll get 7 people.
thanks, everybody.